Visions will definitely not be for everybody. The art style obviously focuses on the anime fans of the Star Wars fanbase, not even talking about the rabbit character. But it also won't be part of the official Star Wars canon. The show seems to have a special style on how they tell stories, and most importantly, ranked very low on my ranking on which show to be most hyped for. Yeah. But is there maybe any reason why you should give Visions a try, even if you're not into anime or even a Star Wars fan? Maybe these unadvantageous first impressions turn out to be the show's greatest strength. Maybe it's one of those shows you have really low expectations on and then turns out to be one of the best visual experiences of the year. Let me explain why. After the success of Love, Death and Robots, Star Wars wants to launch its own anthology show on September the 22nd. Anthology means that the 9 episodes of the show will not be connected to each other, and each lets us dive into different aspects of the Star Wars universe. By decoupling those stories from the strict Disney canon, the creators have a broad variety of aesthetic opportunities and do not have to concern the boundaries of the Star Wars storyline. Everything can happen. We can see full freedom of creativity.
There are so many genres at play.
But if the show is neither canon nor legends, is it really worth seeing? How should Star Wars fans treat them? And the answer is in the title itself. They are visions. They act as lores in the main Star Wars universe. Fairy tales you tell at the campfire or your kids before kissing them goodnight. Maybe because some happened likewise, or some are purely fictional and intend to convey a message.
There are so many opportunities to reflect Japanese storytelling in a Star Wars universe.
Influenced by Japanese history and culture, we get diverse stories for everybody. Many people were concerned about the Far Eastern art style and how it will be accepted by the audience, but this is not new ground. We already got this Eastern influence in canon. And it was one of the best episodes of the show. Even the first Star Wars film was basically a reinterpretation of Japanese director Akira Kurosawa's Hidden Fortress. Two friends meet a samurai and have to face a rogue one from amongst their own. George Lucas combined the styles of his home genre western and traditional Japanese easterns for his original trilogy. As a story about altruism and sacrifice, the first vision, The Duel, will also imitate Kurosawa's films. Therefore, it will be held in black and white, with spare color accents, for example on the lightsabers, like in Sin City, an iconic piece from the West. Every episode will get its own art style fitting their story. Settled before episode 4, Lob and Ocho is about a space rabbit Lob. She symbolizes the beauty of nature and the Empire stands for the devastating industrialization. Both cannot coexist that way, a more than actual message here. From a capable studio, the Twin Engine Associate is also responsible for Golden Kamuy. From Twin Engine also comes the third vision, Tatooine Rhapsody. With the promising cast of Jabba the Hutt and Boba Fett, underground atmosphere is guaranteed. But the Queen reference will mainly deal with a cantina band waiting for their great breakthrough. Concerning the previous crazy ideas this studio brought to anime, I'm more than excited on this one. The rock opera is set before the events of Return of the Jedi and will show us the aspiring music scene of Tatooine. The twins can be seen as a what-if of the original trilogy. two Force-sensitive siblings, but this time on the dark side of the Force. A motive which fans already know from the Old Republic, Knights of the Fallen Empire. How far would one go to save the other, or join him, or kill him? How will the story end this time? Also from Studio Trigger will be The Elder, settled somewhere before episode 1. A classic master and Padawan story with a twisted meaning we're going to understand at the end of the story. Little is known about this episode so far, but the studio seems to know how to make sword fights.
日本の山岳文化みたいなことをしっかり描けたらな。
KINEMA CITRUS will present us The Village Bride. With the influence of traditional Eastern mountain life, we will get insights in how weddings in Star Wars universe work and how diverse they and the rituals can be. Their creators hinted that the Village Bride settings may be familiar to Made in Abyss fans, because the setting will show a side of nature and it might give a taste of what nature looks like in Japan. Akakiri brings us the beautiful but hurting love story of a young princess and a Jedi. The bittersweet story is a kind of ephemeral road movie that follows the two of them and their friends on their journey, which also doesn't have to have a good ending. SCIENCE SARU also makes T0-B1, a growing up story about a little robot who wants to be a Jedi. Even though held in a kids addressing animation style, it will deal with the philosophical question on how human a robot can be. A familiar question.
It is dark and cold. It is harsh and violent. Unfair and brutal.
Originally intended to be two separate episodes, The Ninth Jedi tells a story about 8 friends who discover their Force sensitivity, and a parallel story of a lightsaber smith. The Ninth Jedi will combine these motives. Settled after the events of episode 9, it deals with the question of how the galaxy evolves after the extinction of the Sith and the Jedi, brought to us by none other than Production IG. A month after the show, the visual novel Ronin by MEKO CANDON will be released as an indirect 10th episode. Similar to Marvel's What If, the anthology series will show us different new aspects and extremes of the expanded universe and tries out new ways of storytelling. New for Star Wars, but old for its original inspirations. Instead of breaking new grounds, this show is, because of its love to detail, the Japanese art influence and creative freedom, a love letter to the roots of the franchise.